Greetings from Brigham Young University, Idaho in Rexburg, Idaho. The purpose of this video is to help my Accounting 456 accounting information students learn how to create joins within Tableau so that they can perform various visualizations. The table we will be working with, or the tables we'll be working with, are from a case study we have used in class called Cherry Bee Inc. What I'll do now is show the relationships that we'll be working on in Tableau so that they can kind of see where we're going. We are going to be bringing in all the tables related to the sales event. So to help students see the perspective of all the tables and their relationships, I'm going to work in this relationship window of my Cherry Bee Inc. control file. First, I'll go to Database Tools, Relationships, and I'll clear whatever's there, and I'm going to focus on the sale cycle. I could have just right-clicked and said Show Table. Okay, so I've got the sale cycle here, and this is an event in the REA modeling semantic modeling approach. I'm going to show all the tables that are directly related to sale, and I'm going to organize them as an REA model. So I've got my agents over on the right, and I'm going to move my resources to the left. And now I'm going to right-click Sale Inventory and show the tables directly related to that. Right-click Inventory, show what's directly related to that. And I'm going to organize things. Now I'm not going to work on the Harvest Honey event, and therefore I just get rid of that. Okay, now next I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on the tables related to account. And it brings on a bunch of accounts, like when we pay employee, but I'm going to get rid of that. I do need the account type, which is a lookup table, and then purchase I don't need, and then state is the state of the given bank account. I'm going to bring on customer, show direct, and so I've got my customer type here, and also you can see we have customer state. Right click, employee, show direct, and employees are involved in a lot of things, so we need to get rid of these other tables that are not necessary for the sale event. So I'm going to bring over these two lookup tables, which are position and type, but purchase we're not going to talk about right now. Paying we won't. Harvest Honey we won't. This is just an extra table here. And maintain hives we won't. So what we have now are all the tables that I would say are kind of directly related to the sale event. So let's count these tables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Which seems to be one more than I expected. Oh, we have this table work. I don't need that one here when I'm talking about sale. So we only have 14 tables that we will be bringing into Tableau. I'm going to refer back to this as I start bringing in the tables, connecting the tables in Tableau. As you can see here, I have now opened Tableau, and what I need to do is I need to connect Tableau to a data source. Now the data source we're using for this particular case is a large Excel workbook that has all the tables from this Access database that we worked on in our class. So all these tables have been exported into a large Excel workbook. So I'm going to connect to Excel. Students can download this from our iLearn site, and I'm going to choose a Cherry Bee Inc. All Files and hit Open. What this does is says, okay, Tableau now recognizes that file is there, and these tables are now available for joining and then later on visualization. So since we're working on the sale event, we're going to start with the sale event table and just drag it on up here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to keep referring back to our relationship view and say, oh, okay, we have sale event. Now we're going to follow this path through to bring on sale inventory, the container sizes, type, and honey type. That's what we're going to do right now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and find the sale inventory table, and Tableau analyzes that and says, oh, I recognize that the sale ID here matches the sale ID in the relationship table, and it does the join for you as an inner join. Now I want to bring on the inventory, so I'll bring on inventory here. And it analyzes that as well and finds a match between the inventory ID in the inventory table and the sale inventory table. Here it's the primary key in the table inventory, and here it's the foreign key, which acts as part of the composite primary key. And now I'm going to bring on the container size. Container size, let's find container size up here. Drag and drop. And it didn't recognize that that container size has a matching key with the inventory, so we need to tell it where that is. So we're going to go down and say, okay, for the primary table, which is inventory, let's go up, find that. Here's inventory. There's container size. And then in the container size table, there is container size. So those two match. That's the matching key. And now we got it. Next one. This is container type. Okay, let's find container type here. Oh, I think I must have missed it. There it is. Just drag it on. And once again, it doesn't recognize that, but we can help it figure that out. There's container type on from the inventory table, and then container type. Next one is honey type. So we're going to find honey type. There's honey type. Drag that on. Honey type, we have to choose honey type from the inventory table, and that will match the honey type from the honey type table. So what we just did is we followed this path through and connected all these tables in Tableau. Next, we want to go and follow a path through Acct and get all those tables on. Hopefully you're getting the hang of the approach. I just drag the table on, and then I help it recognize how it's related to the table sale. I go and find table sale. There's my account in table sale, and then account ID in the account table. Next, I'm going to bring on my account type. Bring that on, drag and drop. Once again, it doesn't recognize what the relationship is, so I'm going to go and find account type off the table account, and I'm going to say that matches the account type in the account type table. Next, I need the state. Bring on the state here. Drag that on, because the account table has a state ID, so we're going to go ahead and do that join. Go down to my table account, find my state, which has a matching key in the state table. That way we're going to get to know the name of the state, because in this account table we just had the two-letter abbreviation. Okay, so we've got account done. So we've worked through this left-hand side, and now we're going to work through the right-hand side, bringing on customer and employee. Okay, so customer, we have a customer and a customer type, so just one second. I'll drag on customer. In that case, it didn't seem to recognize what the join was, what the matching key was, so I'm going to help it with that. Under table sale, there's a customer ID, and then under table customer, there is a customer ID, which I'm not seeing. There it is. Okay, good. It's got that. And also on customer, we need to know the customer type. So I'll bring on customer type. And it didn't recognize how that was related, so we're going to say, okay, on the customer table, let's go up a little bit further, there's a customer type, and on the customer type table, there's a customer type ID, and those two match. Okay, so we've got customer type. We also need to indicate the state that the customer's from. Drag and drop the state. Didn't recognize how it's related, so we're going to go ahead and do a join. So on the customer state, we match it to the state ID on the table state. Okay, so we got customer done. Next one we want to do is employee. So we need to drag on employee. In that case, it didn't recognize the matching key, so we're going to help it find that. We've got table sale employee ID, and we have employee ID off the employee table, and now it's related. Employee type. Drag on employee type. Probably won't recognize that, so we'll help it. So off the employee table, there's an employee type, and off the employee type table, there's an employee type. Next, employee description. Employee description. Actually, employee position. Okay. And the employee position has a description of that position. So it didn't recognize that relationship, so we're going to go down to employee and say, okay, this is employee position off the employee table, which matches the employee position ID off the employee table. Last, we need to indicate the state that the employee is from. drag it on. We're going to help it recognize that relationship. Click on the state link there. And so we got to go down to, we're working on employees. We have to go to employee, find the state, and the matching key is state in the table state. So what we've just done is we have effectively recreated all of these relationships in Tableau. And now that they're there, we can then move on to the visualization phase. Now that you've got this Tableau workbook created, you want to go up and you choose File, Save As, and you're going to give it a name. In this case, I asked you to call it CBI All Sale Event Tables. And then you save that. Okay, so make sure you save that under that name, and then you can go onto your sheets and you can start doing your analyses.